The School of Innovation is quite different from the traditional learning environment. We have flexible space, meaning students don't always spend most of their day in one classroom and one desk.
It's different for a teacher and for a student because they get to drive the instruction, and as a teacher to plan that, you can't plan too far in advance. It's exciting because we know that it's authentic for the kids to learn that. It's a little scary because it's unknown, it's like uncharted waters that we're going into, but that's part of the excitement of being here. This is a great place for students with all different needs and abilities to be able to learn. The students can be grouped by their ability, they can be grouped by their interest. It just depends on what we're working on, and it will really meet everybody's needs the best way possible.
The biggest difference now at the new school is that we purposely design learning so that it's more student-centered.
Put like a slide, like attached to that.
The kids are taking charge of the learning more than the adults are.
I'm gonna need to like one side.
To be quite frank, the reason was actually brought upon us from the outside in initially. Have a business advisory committee comprised of folks who either own or are integral members of businesses in the community. Brought them together as an advisory committee, and I had my first meeting with them. After we were finished with school finances, it went to what is wrong with public education, specifically what is wrong in Willoughby East Lake City schools. Number one, students lacking hard skills. Secondly, they're very concerned about soft skills, being we don't know what it means to be on time. We don't know how to shake hands. After some reflection, came to the conclusion that, well, maybe there's something there. What are we doing wrong? And that's what started us on this endeavor to try and change at least our schools. The unique part about what we're doing, I think, is the combination of the curriculum with the soft skills. So for example, students are working on capstones. So they're solving real world problems. They're going to come back at the end of their capstone, make a presentation to business community folks, and have to do that in a very professional setting. We're asking teachers to do radically different things, all the way from something as simple as, this is my classroom, and it's no longer my classroom anymore, all the way to the way that we teach is not what we're traditionally used to. Change is not only hard for students and staff, but parents, by and large, are excited about the opportunity. The notion of making a change in the way we teach, they don't reject. We're reaching out to parents. We're going to do some curriculum nights. So we've learned in this process, we took 1.5 years to train the teachers. We started at young grades so we could train students. People were seeing the vision, buying into the vision from the school board all the way through to the teachers and students themselves. So you need to do the front end to make sure that your board, your community sees a need for change. You need to bring those stakeholders together, make sure they understand not just the what and the how, but the why. Why are we doing this, and what's the impetus for this need for change? I would submit to you that almost no matter how tight your budget is, this is a necessary change to make, but it's certainly going to require some budgetary considerations, and primarily, above all of it, is changing and training of your teaching staff. You can't shortchange that. You have to invest in your people, and that's the key piece.
One of the very special projects that we'll do here at the School of Innovation is our capstone project. Students trying to solve a real-world problem.
The design process that we're going through is always asking why. So the first thing, our question was, what are we going to do with our outdoor learning space?
One hoop there and like a smaller hoop over here.
The second part is to explore it, and that keeps going back to the question, why are we doing this? We need to make sure that we don't make huge mistakes, but if we make those mistakes, it's okay. Anytime you're learning anything, that's how you learn from them. There may never be a perfect answer, but we're just going to try every bit to get as close as we can to the best solution for us.
I really feel as if the kids are seeing it as a big school-wide project, and each one of them is investigating a different piece, a different part. but we're going to spend a lot of time getting back together.
There are a lot of teachers in our district that are already using problem-based learning. This school being a platform school, we want to find best practices using that philosophy of teaching, which children love because they get to work together, they collaborate, they can exhibit and almost show off and perform what they've learned. And when they can show other people what they've learned and explain it, we know they understand it.
I like to work with different ages because you get to see what they're thinking, and they're studying different things than us, and what we're studying may help what they're studying, or what they're studying may help what we're studying. If we ask them questions, they give us answers. They ask us questions, we give them answers.
When I first started this journey, I didn't even know what a Fab Lab was. I actually signed up for Fab Academy. Through my Fab Academy, I was introduced to each piece of equipment, given a project to create, showing mastery for each piece of equipment, and then a final project where we had to incorporate every piece of equipment in our final project. I was blown away by the things that you can create. Our students here are able to create many different things using programs that we have, SketchUp, CorelDRAW, Tinkercad. But a district that does not have those resources available to them are still not limited in what they can do. You are able to go online and pull files from many different places. We've used Thingiverse, we've used inflatables, but when you download a file, you are welcome to go to any Fab Lab that has public hours, and you can bring your files in and you can use our equipment to create your files. Recently, our third graders were working on an activity in science where they were trying to filter water. So they were trying different materials, and one of the students came up with an idea to create a drain. So we used one of their ideas and we fabricated this on 3D printer. You can just print this from the computer, save it to a flash drive and bring it to any Fab Lab, and you would be able to print your object from their file. When I think about what our students are being exposed to, I have no idea what they will be able to design and build to solve problems that don't even exist yet. I find that absolutely exciting.